It's your girl Alexis, and I am coming to you with a new video. First, I just need to give myself a pat on the back because I feel like it hasn't been a full month since I made a video. It might has, but it feels like it hasn't, and that's really good for me, so I'm happy about that. But anyway, let's get into what this video is about. So today was my second day going apartment hunting for a new apartment. I went 2 days ago, and I shared shared everything on my Instagram stories, and then I received a DM and said, vlog it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and vlog the next day of me doing it. So on that first day though, I did see some really dope apartments. I actually saw one that I was like, bet, that's all me. That's my apartment. But unfortunately, the leasing agent called me today and said she quoted me the wrong price. It's already like $150 or $200 lower than what the original price is, and the owner doesn't want to go any lower. So let me go ahead and explain that. Right now, since the virus is going on, apartments in Hanoi are extremely cheap. Some of them are like $100, $200, $300, even $400 cheaper than what they normally are, because there are no new foreigners coming into the country. There's no new teachers coming in for jobs. There's no new expats. There's no new travelers that just need an apartment maybe for like 3 months. There's nobody but the people that just live here and we just want a new place. So they're just trying to get their apartments rented out to make some money. So you really can get some good apartments right now for the low. With that particular apartment, the budget that I've set for myself is no more than $650. She did say she can get that one down to $750. And for the people that was watching my IG story, I think you guys know which one it is. It is very nice and it's very me. But the only thing is, after living in Vietnam for 2 years, I've kind of like taken on a more minimalist lifestyle. I was a big consumer in the States. I had a 3-bedroom house before I moved here, and I just don't feel that I need to spend a lot of money when you can always find something really great here for a lower price. And so that actually was the case. Today I did see at least like 3 apartments that I like, and then I'm gonna go see 2 more, I believe on Wednesday, when the landlords or the owners get back. They're like on vacation or something. And I'm still deciding on that first one. If I really sit down and say, girl, you know, splurge a little bit, treat yourself, I might get that one, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, I didn't have time to make the intro of the video, so this will be the intro. I'm gonna take you guys along with me while I look at the apartments and just kind of go along with my day. And then after that, what I wanna do is answer some questions for you that I get in my DMs that might help you, like if you're wanting to move over here, and answer all those questions to help you get an apartment. So go ahead and watch the video, go along with my day. Tell me what you think about the apartments that you see, and stay tuned and I'll answer your questions after that. All right. Okay, so we are back. What I did was write down some of the questions that I get the most regarding apartments. I'm just gonna read them off and answer them, and hopefully you guys will have everything that you need to know about getting an apartment here in Hanoi after I go through all the questions. Okay, so my first question that I have is how to find apartments. Okay, so the easiest way to find an apartment here, if you're just in the States and you just want to look, you can of course Google apartments in Hanoi, Vietnam, and just see what they have. You can also go on Facebook. There is a group called Hanoi Massive Housing. And normally once you click on Hanoi Massive Housing, it'll like pop up the other few pages, like Hanoi house sale, rent, blah, blah, blah. All of those pages will help you find an apartment. So what I did with this particular ad, I just went on like Hanoi Massive Housing and I said, hi, my name is Alexis. I'm looking for a new apartment for this reason. I want a 1 or 2 bedroom. It has to be at least this many square meters and absolutely no studios. I can't do nothing with a studio. So I put that on the post. Now, once you write that, get ready for a flood of messages, okay? They are just gonna come. People are gonna send you links to websites that have their apartments. They will send you all the pictures of the apartments. And even once you start getting the pictures, you can say, like I did decide, like, no, I don't want another 1 bedroom. I do want a 2 bedroom. So I just kind of let them know, just send me what you have. That's 2 bedrooms. Y'all, you'll be amazed at how easy it is. And the next thing you know, you see something that you like in a message, say, these are the ones that I like. Then they'll say, okay, great. When can I take you to see them? Tomorrow. Let's go. It's really, really that easy. I'm so serious. I had made a message, and then I believe the next day I was out looking at apartments. Okay, so let's talk about budgets. Of course, Vietnam is a lot cheaper than probably wherever you're coming from in the world. Just the lifestyle is, you can do so much here for so cheap. I'm not even kidding. You can have the best night of your life for $20 to $25. Drinks are cheap. To get in the club, if you even have to pay, is cheap. Everything is cheap, and the same goes for the apartments. So I broke this up into low, medium, and high budgets. A lower budget would be between like $150 to $400, I think. Your medium budget will be $500 to probably $700, and then your higher budget will be anything above that. When I first moved here, my budget was $1,000, and that was just when I was in the States looking at apartments. The last home that I had in the States, I was paying $1,395, and that was a 3-bedroom house. Before that, I was in a 2-bedroom apartment, and that was $1,415. So I knew that I'm kind of comfortable paying like under $1,500, but I also knew like there's no reason to pay that much in Vietnam. So I said, we'll go with $1,000. When I was checking online, I saw the types of apartments I could get for $1,000, and I was like, oh, we gonna be good, okay? I'm gonna have the little cute bachelorette pad. Let me get my hookah going, you know what I'm saying? But when I got here and I started looking a little more, I was like, well, let me just look at some apartments with a lower budget. When I looked at those, I was like, oh, these are good too. There's more than enough space. So I think I lowered my budget to no more than $600. I ended up getting my apartment. It was $600, and they let me have it for $550. And then after I was in here for a year, I kind of started looking at other apartments, but then I was like, I don't even feel like moving. And my landlord lowered it to $520. So basically I have a $600 apartment for $520. You can't beat that. But again, with the budget, there is something for everyone. I'm not even kidding, y'all. If you come here and you're like, I only want to spend $150 a month on a place to stay, you will have a place to stay. There are so many options. For like $150, you could find a super Vietnamese style, like 1-bedroom just home in like a local Vietnamese building. The other option that a lot of people do that have a lower budget, you could get a super dope Vietnamese house or a big apartment and just split it with a roommate. I see people all the time saying, hi, I just moved here, looking to go half with somebody. Or there's somebody already in a house, and then maybe their roommate left, and they're like, I have this room, you can pay $100, $200, $300, whatever, but you're in this really nice apartment. So you could get like $1,000 apartment and go half with like 2 or 3 people and really be living good. Another thing, couples. If you come here and you want a really nice place, if you're going half with somebody, of course, you can get a $700, $800 apartment between the two of you. It's just me. I pay for my own apartment, so I just want to keep the budget like somewhere comfortable for myself. But yes, again, if you just have a low budget, like $150 to $300, you can still find a good place. Also with the lower budgets, there are a lot of studio apartments here. I personally can't do a studio because I just have too much. I take clients at home, so I need another area where I can work. But some of the studios, y'all, it be studios for like $400, $450 with balconies. I don't know why, for some reason, the good studios all have the good view of the lake. Like, I'll see just the little thumbnail of the picture of the apartment, it'll be like the balcony and the lake, and I'm like, yes. And I click on it, and it's a studio. So trust me, if you're fine with living in a studio, you don't have too much, you don't need like a whole bunch of space. And even with that being said, please don't think it's because it's a studio, you got like New York or Cali in your mind and you living in a shoebox. No, these studios are pretty big. You can get studios for like 50 square meters, 55 square meters, very spacious, includes everything you need, super modern, for like $400. Not even kidding. So you will be very happy. So again, when it comes to budget, there is something for everyone. Okay, so now I want to talk about choosing your neighborhood. The neighborhood you choose to live in, or the district in Hanoi you choose to live in, that can also affect your budget. So I live in Tay Ho, and Tay Ho is pretty much known as the expat community. It's a more expensive community. Like my apartment that I got for $550 here, you could get in like Koh Sai or Dong Da for like $450. Like honestly, everything in Tay Ho is more expensive than it is outside of Tay Ho. I'm not even kidding. I bought like some rambutan on the side of the road here, and they're like $50K per kilo. You go to Koh Sai, it's like $35K per kilo. The Vietnamese people that just work in this area, they love working in this area because they know it's a lot of foreigners and they can charge us more. But the reason I moved to Tay Ho is because I was so new here. I didn't know a lot about Vietnam, and I just was like, okay, this is an area where most people speak English. They have nicer stores and just things that I'm a little bit more used to, and I just felt comfortable in this area. Some people will move to Tay Ho when they first move here, and then they realize, you know what, I could get a little bit more for my money, and I don't need to be around Westerners all the time, and they want more of an authentic Vietnamese feel, so they live in Koh Sai, Dong Da, let's see what else, Ba Dinh. And so like you have like a choice of wherever you want to live, and trust me, like I said again, you could get some really, really great apartments depending on which district in Hanoi that you live in. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is your deposits / requirements, everything that you need to secure yourself a nice apartment here in Hanoi. So there ain't no credit check. I don't know what other countries do credit checks, but I'm American and we got to do a credit check for everything. There is no credit checks here. All they want to do, first they're going to have your passport, see what visa you have. Sometimes I don't even think they do that, child. You just got to have the moolah. So for my apartment, I had to pay 1 month deposit, which I get back after, and 2 months rent. And my particular apartment, I actually paid 2 months at a time anyway. A lot of people just pay 1 month at a time. I heard some people pay 3 months at a time. No, baby. But I don't mind paying 2 months at a time, because even paying 2 months at a time, my rent is still like $300 cheaper than 1 month was in Houston. So I don't mind at all. I actually kind of prefer it. But yes, normally you'll just be required to have at least 3 months worth of money ready to put down. Then you just tell them when you want to move in, and you're in there. Also, you do want to let them know how long you will be staying. Sometimes if you stay for like 1 year, they'll have like certain incentives or something off, but you can stay as short as 3 months, 6 months, and a year. So what I suggest, if you just know you're coming here and you want to live here for at least a year, I would do a 6-month lease. If they allow 6-month lease, do it. That is what I did. At 6 months, I went ahead and extended for a year. Then at a year, child, I don't even know. I ain't never even signed nothing else. I just went downstairs and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay. You know, she offered me less on my rent, and that's just what we've been doing. And if I'm being honest, these last, I think, 2 months or since Corona, I saw like everybody was like paying less to their landlords. You know, some people that teach, they were kind of running out of money because they weren't teaching. And so some landlords were being really nice and like helping people take money off their rent, or just saying you don't need to pay this month. I never asked my landlord, but I was like, I mean, they know it's coronavirus right now. Let me just go pay them 1 month, and I can put the rest of this money into my business or something. So I've actually been paying 1 month for the past 3 months. I never really discussed it with them. Just went down and was like, yeah, I'm gonna pay 1 month this month, and child, I'm still in here. So Vietnam, Hanoi in general is just super lax, whatever, but you do want to make sure that you're covered. So have your money prepared, at least 3 months of rent, and honestly, you will be good. Okay. Here we go. I wanted to talk about the questions that you need to ask when moving into your apartment. So the first question you want to ask, because I added this because these are things I see in the forum, is how many days notice do they need when you're going to move out? Here, a lot of people apartment hop. Like, seriously, they just either got stuck with bad landlords, or a big problem I see is they live by a construction area. Hanoi is growing so much, so there's a lot of construction, and they be up early, okay? Early. And so if you don't want to have all that noise, you're going to want to move somewhere else. My new neighbor upstairs, we were just in the elevator and we were talking, and I was telling him I'm getting ready to leave after 2 years, and he was like, how many apartments have you been in? I was like, just this one. He's like, for 2 years? This is my 4th one. I just got really lucky with some amazing landlords. The area I live in is just very quiet, very quaint. I just have not had any problems really living here, so I just got lucky. But you do want to ask, how long do you have to let them know in advance that you're leaving, just so you can make sure that you get your deposit back. Another important question to ask is, how much per kilowatt will your electricity bill be? Although everything's included, like cable, internet, we get big screen TVs that come with the house. I do pay for water, which I showed on my Instagram. It's the big jug, and it's only like 50K per jug. 50K is like $2 and some change. So that's nothing. But electricity here can run higher sometimes than what you pay in the States if you're like me and you run your air all day. Okay, so per kilowatt, you want to try to pay about 3,000 BND per kilowatt. I think I was paying 3,500, and then my landlord came up with a letter saying that it was going to go to 4,000 BND per kilowatt. Don't get scared at 4,000. 4,000 BND, it's literally cents, okay? It's not a lot of money. But again, if you run your air conditioner, your electricity bill can be pretty high. And unfortunately, the Vietnamese, they be scamming, child. And that is another way that they make extra money on top of the rent. So you kind of just really want to stay on top of that. And then also you want to ask, is the TV, cable included? Is the internet included? Do you get water or cleaning services? Most of us live in service apartments here, so we all have cleaning ladies. My cleaning lady comes twice a week. She comes on Tuesdays and Fridays. And that's just one of the luxuries of living here. I think it's cool to have a cleaning lady. I really don't need one. But just in case I'm tired, child, you can come in here and clean up. So a lot of the apartments do offer that, and it's either 1 or 2 days. Some are 3 days. I don't want nobody in my house 3 days a week, but it's offered. So I think that's about the only thing that those are the main important things that you need to ask. Okay guys, I really think that's it. Yeah. So just to talk about my experience so far here, I have just gotten really lucky with my apartment, with my landlords, like I said. One thing I would say about the Vietnamese, they are, for the most part, very good at minding their own business. I live right above my landlords. So they live on the 1st floor, but their apartment is a 2-story, so it's the 1st and 2nd floor. I live on the 3rd floor, and then it goes up to 7, which reminds me of something. Here, the higher you get in the building, the more the rent is. So normally when they're taking you, they will try to take you to the lowest floor first. So that 3rd floor is probably like $500. Then the 4th is $550. 5th is $600. But also just a piece of advice, unless you just want these wonderful views, if the apartment goes up and you might see the lake, then you can get the higher apartment. But it is very hot here. And something the leasing agents will tell you all the time is, oh, you want the lower apartment because it's cooler. And that is so true. I would love to have a high apartment, and if that's the only thing available, then I'll take it. But guys, it gets so hot, and I like natural light, so a lot of the apartments have like big open windows, and of course you're gonna run your air more. So do take that into consideration. But back to my wonderful experience. I play my music kind of like all day. Not once has my landlord, who lives right under me, come to my door and said, yo, can you turn that down? Vietnam is just loud anyway. You have a lot of the families here that literally have karaoke machines at home, and they will wake up at 8, 9 in the morning singing karaoke. And at night, in some of the more local areas, like where my friend Khadijah lives, it is like karaoke central there. So when you have people just screaming, singing all night, don't nobody care about you playing your music, because they playing music too. And so for that reason, it's just something I love. I take my clients here. If my garage is down, I go down and get them. My landlord has never once stopped the client from coming. She's never hated, like, you working from home, like, just never. They just kind of mind their business. As long as you pay your rent and pay your electricity bill, there's nothing they have to say to you. Just don't suck, don't tear up their apartment, and you are good. Okay guys, so I think I answered everything. I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything, but if there is something in particular you want answered, please just ask me in the comments and I'll answer that for you. One other thing, when I say ask what's included, all the apartments here that expats normally buy, they come with everything. They come with the furniture, the TVs, the beds, like everything is included. Honestly, the only thing you'll probably have to pay for is water and electricity. Some of the more luxury buildings, you have to pay a manager's fee or something like that, and you might have to pay the internet fee. And actually, one of the apartments I was gonna look at, I just asked her, I was like, well, what does that cost, just so I could, add it into the budget. And I think the manager fee was like $13 and the internet was $10 a month. Again, nothing. So moving here, you can get a pretty nice spot for whatever budget you have in mind. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment. Thank you so much for coming to my page, watching my videos, following me on my journey. If you are not following me on Instagram, follow me at she.just.left. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends about my YouTube and my Instagram page. I'm going to continue to try to send you guys motivational material and content, and I'm really trying to put out these YouTube videos. I recently got a lot of followers on Instagram, and the DMs are just flowing in, and as I said, I'm at a point where I just cannot answer people individually anymore. So I do want to put these videos out, because I know after the coronavirus is gone, people trying to leave, honey, they out, especially if you live in America. All right, well, I'll be here for you. I'll help you in any way I can. And thanks again for watching, and see you next time. Bye.